Good evening. So, hang on here. Let me get rid of my email that says I'm live. I think I know that. Um, wow. So, gonna bounce around a little bit tonight. Got a few things that I want to talk about. Nothing real targeted. I do want to. I don't want to out anybody if they don't want to be outed, but I do definitely want to thank the person for the donation last night. I believe it was last. We noticed it this morning, so that's when Jen said something to me. So thank you. So um, I just briefly want to mention, I don't want to go into the subject at all because I can't. I don't know enough information to responsibly do so, but it's an observation, and it's perplexing for sure. Definitely got to dig into it. What I'm referring to, and it's part of the title of tonight, because, well, I was struggling to come up with a topic, and like I said, I don't have a topic for tonight. Just going to bounce around a little bit, updates and stuff like that. So, I thought that when this change in government, in power, in Israel, I kind of assumed that when that change happened, that maybe things would start going a little differently. And so today it was in the news that for the second time now, Israel has again attacked Gaza. And so I'm just kind of sitting here with my hands up going, wait a minute. And again, I'm not educated enough on the situation whatsoever. All I know is that it was a change of parties, and that, not to throw stereotypes or anything, but I swore that Arab, the word Arab was in the title of the party, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I don't, again, I can't sit here and tell you that I understand the beginning of the politics over there in the Middle East, because I don't. As far as I know, the politics in the Middle East pretty much consist of bomb the shit out of each other. And that's pretty much wraps it up. I don't begin to understand any of that goes on over there. But I thought there'd be a big change, and I thought that's what they were pushing for, and I thought that's why there was a big change in government parties or whatever. Hell, I don't understand what goes on in our government, no less over there. So I wanted to mention that. I thought that was real interesting. It was an observation that I had, and something I will continue to watch, something I will look into a little bit, try to understand what changed, or what was supposed to have changed, or whatever the case may be, because I have no idea. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that I released today on YouTube the video for the grow tent from, I think it was the 6th of this month, and that was when I figured out what I was going to use for, I'll just call it the platform or whatever, on the system. But I was still working on containers, trying to figure out what I was going to use for containers. Now, mind you, part of the goal of this is to do it as absolutely cheap as possible, and with just crap I've got that I can. And you're limited on some things with that, some things you're not. And so I'm not going to give it away yet. I don't think I've talked about it. I don't think I've given it away yet. But tomorrow I'm going to do a video, and I'm going to reveal what it is that I came up with for containers, and I'm almost there. I'm almost able to get started. I basically just have to finish up and trying to figure exactly how I want to do the drains, and then I got to get the stuff to do it. I know I'll need to get some tees and some tubing, of course, and but I'm looking at a couple of different ways to do it. I really like the idea of on Amazon they have some bulkhead adapters for reverse osmosis water systems, and so it looks like it would be a quick, simple, easy. They got quick connects on them, and so the idea is, I hope I didn't say what it was in my babbling. No, I don't think I did. What the containers are. So the idea is that I'll be able to use a bulkhead, a quick connect, and that way I can actually remove the containers real easily, because that's one of the things I want to be able to do, is within just a matter of moments be able to remove the container. So I've got that all worked out, and pretty much good to go. It's this is a project that I'm really excited about, the small grow tent. I did the math, and I'm going to be able to maximum. I'll be able to put 14 plants in a 2-foot by 4-foot grow tent. So I don't think that's too bad. Now that's maximum, and that's as long as none of the plants take up over about I don't know. I'm going to say 7 to 8 inches diameter. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to be growing like big bushes or nothing like that in there. But it'd be great for lettuce. It'd be great for, your greens and stuff. I'm going to try doing different types of lettuce, some spinach, some kale. I do want to try to grow a head or two of cabbage. I do want to grow a couple of pepper plants, like the bell pepper type of pepper plants. And it seems like there was something else that I was wanting to grow. But like I said, I'll have 14 spots that I'll be able to put stuff. And I don't personally think that's bad for a little, like I said, 2-foot by 4-foot space. So we'll see how it goes. That's my goal, is to be able to put as much in a small space as possible, and to be able to grow it, for the most part anyway, hydroponically. And the goal is to see how quick that I can grow, and how easy, economical, and all of that I can make the system. Now, I was thinking about this today, and my brain was in overdrive today on a few things. I was thinking about this today. It would be actually cool to set a grow tent up to run on solar. That would absolutely be cool. Completely off grid, not reliant whatsoever on the grid. That would be an awesome project. That being said, I came up with another idea. See, there's one thing that I don't know if I've shared it on the show, but maybe only a time or two, and it was a brief mention. At a young age, the reason why I know a fair amount about energy production is because at a young age, I had an axe to grind. And I had overheard my parents talking one time. They were really concerned. They didn't know how they were going to pay the power bill. The power's going to be shut off, and my parents didn't really discuss stuff in front of us kids. They didn't believe in that. but I did hear at least part of this conversation, and it really kind of struck me, and it upset me, and I kind of, I don't know, I always vowed then that I was going to figure out a way to not necessarily beat the power company, but at least get around them. But ideally, it would be nice to be able to create or come up with an idea that would hurt them. And so, even back in junior high and stuff, I was working on different ideas and different designs for energy production, and I had been working on designs involving gravity. And so today I was just sitting here thinking, and I haven't thought about this thing. I've thought about it off and on, but not seriously in quite a while. An idea that I came up with way back in junior high. And I was having a couple of minor issues with the setup, but today it just popped in my head, the solution. And it's simple as hell. And I just, I'm interested to try to get started on something like that as well. So, as far as a project. So, if I am able to do this and I disappear, seriously, because I know what it is that I had designed way back when, and I knew what missing link I needed. And I will say this. It will combine two systems. Solar and gravity. And between solar and gravity, relatively small unit. We're going to say maybe the size of a shed. Say the size of a 6x8 shed. A unit that size will be able to provide power for a home pretty, not perpetually, but it'd be pretty damn hands-free. So anyway, like I say, I'm gonna work with this idea, and if I start to get anywhere with it and I disappear, you know why. But interesting. I can't wait till I do the video tomorrow for. I believe I'll be able to get it done tomorrow for the grow tent, and show you what it is that my plans are, and how I'm going to do it. So I actually spent a bit of time today getting all the containers together that I was talking about, and because I already got them. I'm short one, and I could actually rob one from one place and use something else in place of it, at least temporarily. But other than that, because that was my big thing, my big that I was trying to figure out what I was going to use was the containers. So, but I really don't have, I don't know of any other updates. That's pretty much where I'm at. Just, pretty much just tired, sore. I've been coughing and hacking quite a bit today. I don't know what the hell it is. I don't know if it's pollens or I have no idea. Some days are worse than others. I never used to have any types of allergies or anything like that, so let's see. So I guess we'll get into headlines and we'll get them out of here, and I'll get out of here for the week, with the exception of for sure getting the video out on the grow tent. There was somebody in the comment for one of the solar videos that was kind of indicating he would like to see what the 60-watt panel will do. You know, getting good sunlight. And so I don't know when. I'm definitely not going to do it tomorrow because it's going to be like the heat index is going to like literally fry eggs and bacon. So I'm not going to do it tomorrow, but soon I will do one on that, and we'll see. I'll drain it all the way down, and I'll do everything I can with the 60-watt panel to chase the sun. And I'll actually see if I can come up with something that I can kind of lay it on or something to get it as flat as possible and then be able to angle it a little better. I'm going to do everything I can to get the best power with the 60-watt panel with the Go Power Plus. And so, because they were kind of curious of that. So, I guess I'll do a video doing that. I'll mention this. I was looking on a website earlier, and I don't even remember how the hell I ran across the website. Oh, it was a suggested video on YouTube, and I watched the video, and the guy just happened to be a distributor or whatever for a particular brand of battery. I think Miller or something was the name. I'm going to go back in my history and get it bookmarked, but good deal on, I thought it looked like a good deal on batteries, so kind of keeping my eye out for stuff like that too. Those really are kind of not as bad as they used to be, like your LiPo 4s and anything like that used to be stupid insane high, but not too bad. Not really. So, anywho, it gets switched over here. All right. Let's see. China launches crewed Shenzhou 12 mission to test core component of its future space station. And that they had just put up there, so I don't know. I thought that was cool. Japan to start accepting vaccine passport applications in mid-July in hopes of boosting international travel. Russia's agricultural exports could top $30 billion this year. Australian banks urgently investigating after online banking apps stop working. India's exports and imports continue to boom in post-COVID economic recovery. Let's see. A good day for Russia. Former U.S. President Trump blasts successor Biden after Putin summit, citing waivers for Nord Stream 2. I find it very interesting. Now, I don't know. This is RT. I don't know if Fox is covering this stuff at all, or, CNN or anybody else. I have no idea. China moving closer to launch of world's first sovereign digital currency. National security threat or nothing burger. Lawmakers send mixed signals after being briefed on UFOs. That's an interesting subject too. And I don't even know where to begin on what to think about that. About what's going on. There was a conspiracy theory, and when I say that, I'm not saying anything with it. I'm just giving it that title so you understand what I'm talking about. That extraterrestrials had contacted governments, I guess, around the world, and I guess gave them some ultimatums. I can't remember all the details. And I guess they were supposed to meet these ultimatums, and I think part of the ultimatums was to disclose their existence or something. I don't remember the whole conspiracy theory. but I know that was parts of it. And man, I don't believe that anything near that is going on. I don't know if they're actually serious about this, or if it's really hard for me to accept the idea that they've been working with them. I don't think so. I don't think so. That's what I struggle with. That's the part of it that I struggle with. I don't think that that the United States, or other governments for that matter, are working with extraterrestrials. I believe in UFOs. I believe in extraterrestrials, but I don't believe that they're foolish enough. And I'm being honest. I don't believe they're foolish enough to be involved in conspiracy theories with the reptilian overlords. I just don't. I think there's a lot of crazy stuff that goes on, but I don't think that's part of it. We'll see. This baffles me because I just sit there and I wonder, why is it that they would be doing this? Is this the distraction again? Distraction from Biden? Now that's a possibility, I guess. But we better start seeing some shit in the skies. Pardon me, I couldn't resist. I mean, I don't get it. Anyway, continuing on. Britain considers easing COVID-19 international travel restrictions for fully vaccinated citizens. North Korea gives first financial aid since 2005, granting a whopping $300,000 to Myanmar. By the way, Highland, our town here, is actually quite noted on the UFO thing. Circling back to the UFO thing. One of the, how is that described? Can you remember? One of the most confirmed sightings? Or the most confirmed, no, it wouldn't be the. It's definitely one of the most confirmed sightings. Because it involved multiple people in multiple towns, including police departments and the whole 9 yards, that actually kind of watched it and tracked it for a period of time. It was first seen here. I used to be neighbors with the guy that saw it, that initially saw it, called the police and all that. Used to be neighbors with the guy. And then your mom saw that one, right? Your mom saw that one, right? Yeah. Where was she then? Was she in like Dupo? I know it went to like the direction of a town called Dupo, and probably, I don't know, maybe 30 to 40 minutes as the crow flies, I'm thinking. But yeah, several police departments and stuff tracked it, and that's kind of crazy. So I don't doubt that they exist whatsoever. I just don't think they're working with Biden. Let's see. Oh, okay. I don't want to miss that one. Despite warnings there could only be one winner on the world stage, Putin's Swiss summit with Biden handed both leaders a victory. And I read that headline and I'm like, huh. Man, I'm really starting to question this rivalry. I'm really starting to question it. But we'll see. We'll see. Um, I haven't heard a lot, and sorry for the silence, but I was trying to think, I haven't heard a lot on things that Putin really had to say after the meeting. I mean, I've heard a few things, but I don't know. Kind of seemed like Biden's tone really changed, especially in comparison to Putin's tone. The rhetoric before and then after. So, I don't know. Just what I picked up from it. If current rate of COVID-19 spread continues, Moscow will, Moscow will run out of hospital beds in just 2 to 3 weeks, says capital's deputy mayor. Supply crisis could send oil prices soaring above $100 per barrel. That's not good. Especially with all the other stuff going on in the economy. And I actually opened the article up to see, and apparently some of this raise in cost is actually due to new like emissions laws and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe some of this can be pinned on I don't know for sure, but maybe some of this could be pinned on Biden. So Jen says Caseyville is where they were when they saw that UFO, so which isn't too far from Dupo. Let's see. Australia limits AstraZeneca COVID jab to over 60s days after second blood clot death, likely linked to the vaccine. The largest shipment of COVID-19 vaccines, 2 million doses, set to arrive in Tehran. Flying nightmare. Giant spider drops onto Australian pilot during landing. I was thinking about that because, I used to fly ultralight airplanes, and, man, that would suck. That would suck. Oh, my God. Yeah, I never had anything. I never really had anything, of course, it's not like I got hundreds of hours logged or anything like that, but, never had anything really hairy. I mean, the hang on. Like I say, I don't know if it's allergies or what, but it sucks. Anyway, only had a couple of things really that only a couple of times I was concerned. Not only one time concerned when I was flying. I wasn't concerned when I did my solo flight, which was interesting because my solo flight, and I had radio communication with the guy who trained me, and my stupid airspeed indicator wouldn't work on the aircraft, and so I just figured I'd better probably let him know, and so I radioed to him, and I said, "Hey," I said the airspeed indicator's not working on this on the plane, and he goes, "Is it still flying?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and he goes, "Fly it." I'm like, "I plan on it." and so, he knew that I didn't have to have that. But at the same time, I wanted him, and I told him, I said, "I just wanted to make you aware because I'm probably going to come in a little hot." It was my solo flight. And so anyway, that didn't spook me at all because It's that thing was so easy to fly. The only thing other than that, the only thing that really spooked me was, and there's actual video of it. Hang on, 1 second. I'll have to shut the sound off to it so I don't get in trouble, but. That's probably close enough. Oh, no, it ain't. Damn it. There we go. I'll have to turn the sound off to it, but you guys might get a kick out of this. Let me grab the link, and I'll put it up over on this. And like I said, I'll mute the music, but because otherwise I'll get spanked. This is me flying. I don't show I don't show this too often, I don't think. I'm in the fixed wing ultralight. There's a few of us up flying. I'm the only one in the fixed wing airplane, and the other two are flying the powered paragliders. So this was 2010, a few years ago. But I'll show you because it's on here. The most hairy time I ever had flying is actually on this video, and it's only a matter of a couple of seconds, and and it may not look like a big deal to you, but believe me, when you're flying the aircraft and it happens to you, it's unsettling to say the least. We actually, and you might get a kick out of this coming up here. Me and one of the powered paragliders are actually flying in formation. We're actually starting to do it here, which is actually incredibly hard to do considering that powered paragliders don't fly very fast. And even though ultralight, fixed wing ultralights don't fly very fast, they also don't fly that damn slow. So I'm literally what they call mushing in the air. My aircraft is literally just barely hanging in the air. And me trying to fly as absolutely slow as I can. Him trying to fly as absolutely fast as he can so that we can fly side by side. And you'll see he actually gets, he said he was within about 6 feet of my wingtip. So, and you'll see him, he's actually coming up to me now. Like I said, he said he was about 6 feet from my wingtip. I really couldn't, if I were to look out my wing at him and pay attention and focus on him, I would instinctively turn into him. So that's why I wasn't real sure exactly where he was at, because I knew he was there, and all I was going to do was look straight forward and fly straight and level, right? Because he'll adjust to whatever, you know. I don't want to fly into him, and that's why I did that. Here it is, right here. This is the hairy moment. I don't know if you could catch any of that or not. I will back it up. Ah, no. I hate when it does that. Expand. Ah, that's not what I wanted. Why is it jumping all around? Here we go. A little more. What happens is there's something called rotors coming off of the treetops. And it's the wind goes over the top of the treetops, and just the jaggedness and stuff like that causes a rotation of the air, and they call it rotors. And so the rotors catch my wings as I'm coming in for a landing. But just like Billy Mays would say, that's not all. There was also right at the end of the runway, right at the edge of the runway, was something called a thermal, which is like a column of rising air. And it's what gliders, if you ever see gliders soaring in the air, it's what gliders stay up in the air with, is thermals. Well, they can keep a glider up in the air. These ultralight airplanes, since they're so light, thermals have a huge effect, and even turbulence and stuff, huge effect on these light aircraft. And so, the reason I'm telling you this is because you only see it for a second, but you'll see my wings start to kind of go radical and my plane up and down. It's not just one thing. The rotors are making my wings rock back and forth, and then the thermal is making my plane jump and sink. It was a crazy experience. Here we go. You'll be able to see it. I wanted to explain it so you know what you're looking for. See it rise and sink, and then it drops me down, and as the wings are, and believe me, that was an interesting moment. What, babe? Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. Anyway. Yep, that was back in 2010. So, little bit of an extra for you. All right, back to headlines. Japan to partially lift Tokyo's coronavirus state of emergency 1 month before the Olympics. Real estate speculators gambling on U.S. inequality getting worse. Professor Wolf tells RT's boom bust. Still no reason to remove U.S. from Russia list of unfriendly countries despite cordial Putin-Biden summit, says the Kremlin. And I'm sure that the U.S. is in no hurry to remove Russia from their whatever list they call it, foreign agents. I'm sure. Now, supposedly, and I think it was Biden that said this, I'm going to call them diplomats for lack of knowing the exact term, because it may not be diplomats, but there's individuals, representatives of each country, that haven't been in their places, so to speak, in their opposite countries, because they were called back. And so I think it was Putin that said that, made a statement indicating that soon both Russia and the United States should be again, I don't know how you ever say it, exchanging diplomats or whatever. So I can't remember exactly what kind of diplomat it was. So let's see. Putin-Biden meeting was a step towards de-escalating tensions, but once again the U.S. chose to hypocritically exploit human rights. That's an opinion piece, clearly. I don't hold any of what they tell us too tightly. 2 shot dead in Western Germany. Suspect on the run. Media citing police. Nightclubs to reopen in July, says French health minister as COVID-19 cases fall quicker than expected. New York City mayor candidate Andrew Yang stirs anger with blunderous proposal to take mentally ill people out of the streets. Canada's abusive immigration detention system must end, human rights group demand. You cannot cancel history. UK heritage charity draws flack for upcoming Enid Blyton plague bio. Plaque bio? I don't know. To note racism and xenophobia. Disappointing trial of German-made CureVac coronavirus vaccine won't hamper immunization at home, says the health ministry. Biden-Putin meeting shows Russia-U.S. relations are set for a return to the Cold War era. Strangely, that might be an improvement. Actually, yeah. In comparison to what it had been, say, the past month or so, yeah, Cold War would be an improvement. U.S. House expected to repeal the 2002 Iraq War authorization with Biden backing. Berlin police used chainsaw to pry open door of famous far-left squat. Russia's ability to maneuver outside U.S. dollar gives it incredible freedom, says Max Kaiser. And that's one reason why I think war is a growing possibility. You know, because this is happening, both China, Russia, and other nations, you know, are starting to do business outside of the dollar. And the more and more that this happens, the less value that the dollar is going to be able to retain. And, I mean, let's face it, if these other countries just decide to start using other systems, there's, other than military might, there's no way we can force the value on the dollar if we don't have anything to back it, you know. And the problem with that is if you've got a ton of militaries against your military, are you really gonna be saving anything? You see what I'm saying? If you're no longer the reserve currency and you spend anything that you do have that has value, because your money itself will no longer have value, okay? And if you do everything you can to fight a war and use up all your resources to get fighting resources, war resources, you're completely sunk. I hope the United States don't wind up in that position. I really do. Man. Let's see. French prosecutors seek 6-month prison term for ex-President Sarkozy and campaign finance trial. Manchester Arena bomber Salman Abedi, who killed 22 people, should have been identified as a threat, and inquiry finds. How many times do we hear this? And the interesting thing is, this is one from over there that we're hearing this from. We normally hear it over here, to where an individual is involved in some type of a mass event like this. And then we find out that there'd been prior contacts, or there's been, you know, any number of things. And I just find it very interesting that they always fall through the cracks, it would seem. Lithuania. I don't know why I can't say it. I can most of the time. Lithuania, there we go. Lithuania's top diplomat accuses Belarusian authorities of weaponizing migration and trying to flood this country, his country, with refugees. Let's see. Tapes leaked to the media reveal Bolivian coup government was plotting to overturn 2020 election loss with help from U.S. mercenaries. Dupe Brexiteer appointed Northern Ireland First Minister and UK-EU row over post-withdrawal protocol. Oh yeah, not speaking of anything, I don't know why I said speaking, I forgot to tell you the video of the day, and the reason why I feel like I need to mention something is because it's not actually a video that was put out today. I just ran across a video, again, it was like a suggested video, and so I clicked it, and it was a video that was actually uploaded on the 9th of this month, and it's a channel called Appalachia's Homestead with Patara. I've never heard of the channel before, and they had a video that's titled, "I fear it will get worse." And there's not a whole lot of content that I can watch that puts a pit in my gut. And don't get me wrong, this is the only video I'd ever seen, and I haven't watched any. I've subscribed, but I haven't watched any more of her content as of yet. But she doesn't strike me as the type to even normally talk about stuff like this, and it really did. I mean, it seems like she really does get it. It was a good listen. Definitely a good listen. So, video wasn't put up today, but nonetheless, that's the video of the day. Let's see. Florida Republican candidate caught on recording saying he'll send Russian and Ukrainian hit squad after arrival. That's kind of crazy. Israeli policeman charged over killing of autistic Palestinian man in Jerusalem. Huge George Floyd statue unveiled at Newark City Hall sparks controversy. EU drugs regulator says it won't impose 50% efficacy threshold for COVID-19 vaccines after disappointing result in CureVac trial. CDC says only fully vaccinated people should take cruise ship trips. I'm surprised I actually got that out without saying something else. But eases COVID warning level on sector. I am surprised I got that. Let's see. U.S.-owned Australian TV network tries to reel in ad money using social justice pitch and progressive viewers, says reports. Unrecognized Donbass Republic claims irrefutable evidence that Belarusian activist Protasevich fought for neo-Nazi battalion. Florida governor pardons citizens facing fines for breaking COVID-19 restrictions. Philadelphia violated Constitution when it dropped Catholic group that declined to work with same-sex foster parents, says, SCOTUS rules. No, the SCOTUS rules, sorry. I'll butcher the headline if I want. No, I'm kidding. I don't know how I screwed that up, honestly. Content network delivery provider Acme, I don't know if it's Acme, says global outage hitting banks and airlines not caused by system update or a cyber attack. Apparently it was old equipment. So it was just old equipment. I guess it ran into a glitch with the, I don't know if it was firmware or software, which one it was for sure, but just because the outdated equipment ran into the issue. It wasn't, at least they're not claiming it was anything nefarious, so. Moscow mayor warns of possible limited but harsh lockdown, citing worsening COVID-19 situation. Mark and Patricia McCloskey pled guilty to charges in court. Now, I got to thinking about this. Now, you may or may not have heard, you probably heard about this. I mean, especially if you're from here in the U.S. This was the couple that, in the St. Louis area, they were defending, I'll say they were defending their property from unruly protesters walking by chanting. And so they got arrested for waving their guns, or charged anyway for waving their guns. And there are a lot of people that are really raising hell right now because well, they were charged and they pled guilty, and they've got a misdemeanor, and they have to forfeit the weapons. I guess the weapons that they were waving around that day, they have to forfeit. And there's quite a few upset people about this, and I am sitting here looking at this going, I see what they did. They pled to a misdemeanor, gave away a couple of firearms, in lieu of getting nailed with a felony and not being able to have firearms. Big difference. Big difference. You know, to most of us, they would call that a plea deal. I don't know why that word wasn't just clearly, you know, I know pled guilty, yeah, but you can plead guilty without necessarily having a plea deal, if you know what I'm saying. In fact, I would venture to say for most of us, a plea deal's really not a deal. For them, however, it works. So yeah, that's what happened with that. A lot of people upset. No, they did this so now they can sweep it under the rug and move on. I know that, oh gosh, I think it was him was running for public office or something, and I don't know if anything ever came of that or what's going on with that. And, you know, I'm sure that may or may very likely have something to do with all of this as well. So, you know. Anyway, gunmen kill police officer, abduct students and teachers from Nigerian school. Sputnik 5 manufacturers announced they've developed a COVID-19 vaccine booster shot that's effective in tackling the Indian variant. How the mighty have fallen. Ghislaine Maxwell wins whopping $13.70 in legal fees and a break from rat feces after accuser drops suit. Okay. Let's see. Article from Free Thought Project. This is insane. New York Police Department, or NYPD cop, raped by fellow cops so often and violently she was left physically deformed. Apparently this was something that was going on for a period of over 14 years. And she had tried vehemently to get something done about it, and to no avail. And now she's doing the only thing she can do, and that's take them to court. So it's insane. So articles on our Twitter. Go to our Twitter feed. It's not that far down. We're almost done with headlines here. So insane. UK must apply Northern Ireland Brexit protocol. EU says after London formally requests sausage ban suspension. A St. Louis couple. Same thing. Argument over guns and Second Amendment and militias prompts Democratic congressman to claim U.S. won every major battle in Vietnam. U.S. Embassy in Kabul goes on COVID lockdown after one worker dies, more than 100 infected in major outbreak. Let's see. Jury finds former SLMPD officer Dustin Boone guilty for role in assault of, I can't remember the whole headline. 1 second. Of undercover detective. I couldn't remember. I don't think that it was... Hang on. Okay, he was the other officer. Okay. Yeah. I can't remember off the top of my head the name of the undercover officer. Hang on. Hall's his last name, but yeah. So they got him. They found him guilty. And I can't remember on the deal with the other guy. The jury was hung... Let's see, on Christopher Myers. Yeah, so I don't know if this is going to lead to any craziness over there or not. it doesn't really matter, does it, that he was found guilty? I mean, it's kind of wild the way things are going on in this country right now. Let's see. Conservatives pounce on Pelosi after she dodges question about whether 15-week-old unborn child is a human being. San Francisco man arrested for allegedly stabbing a 94-year-old Asian woman had been released by a judge 9 days earlier. Israel bombs Gaza for second day straight in response to cross-border attacks as shaky truce falters. As U.S. declares Juneteenth new slavery-ending holiday, Supreme Court rejects lawsuit by slaves in Africa. Chicago mayor declares racism a public health crisis and directs $10 million in COVID funds to equity zones. I mean, because there's never corruption in Chicago, right? You know what? I think we need to build an equity zone on the table back behind me. So maybe I need to get a hold of Ms. Lightfoot, and I didn't say Beetlejuice. That would have been disrespectful. Ms. Lightfoot, I need to probably get in contact and see if we can get like maybe just a mill of that or something, and we'll create an equity zone on the table back behind me. You know what the equity zone would be, right? That big old damn stack of cash. That is insane, though. I mean, there again, so is our state. Let's see. There is a number one up there. CNN host Chris Cuomo dares the internet to name a time when he has denied facts, and Twitter says challenge accepted. I can only imagine. Crazy. Alright. Well, I think I'm going to run my little happy butt out of here because it's my Friday. And you guys get a video tomorrow. I'm sure sometime tomorrow anyway. So, and then Patreon. I'm thinking of be getting a video here this weekend. So, pretty sure. Other than that, I think that pretty much wraps it up. So, I appreciate you guys for coming, and God willing, we'll be back Sunday for the live show, and see you on videos. Until then, I probably won't do the premiere thing because I knew I uploaded a couple of intros, and I've got some more intros I'm going to do, because I think I can prevent that premiere thing from running that 2-minute long bing crap and provide my own crap for a much shorter duration. And I'm pretty sure it gave me that option. So, but I'm not going to do that this weekend. I may be doing that. May try that next week sometime. So, but for sure, YouTube's getting the small grow tent video that I'll hopefully be getting done tomorrow. YouTube will also hopefully some point during the weekend I'll get the 60 watt panel, a video done on that, actually trying to charge that little Go Power Plus quickly. And then what was the other thing? Oh, Patreon will very likely have a video before Sunday night show. So anyway, with that, I hope you all have a great weekend. And as always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And Shabbat Shalom.